Lovely to connect with you again on this crisp morning here in Los Angeles, California, and the start of our 2016 year. Hoping you all had a gentle and blessed holiday season and a beautiful start of your new year. 2016 has definitely been quite magical and powerful already here on my neck of the woods. We had a really blessed opportunity to be up in Big Sur towards the end of 2015 with the whales, and it was just a really beautiful way to close out 2015 and bring in 2016. We were also had the opportunity to be in Ojai during the new year, so I felt very much drenched with sacred and beautiful landscapes and usher in this new year. And this year has definitely has had a very golden feel to it. And we had the opportunity of being with Guru Singh on New Year's Eve, one of the lead Kundalini Yoga teachers in the Kundalini Yoga community, and his theme for our gathering was that 2016 is a year of answered prayers. And I recently heard that 2016 is an earth, there's many earth signs related to 2016. It's very much a year of manifestation, very much like answered prayers. It's also a year of mastery. Prayers are answers, things are manifesting, and we're coming to that level of mastery over those things that we've cultivated in the past years. So, and one of the ways that we can align with all of this, of course, is through our practices. And, I recently had a conversation about that we're in a time where mastery is that, the masters are all each of us, and that we're no longer looking to others as the quote-unquote gurus, lead teachers, masters, but that we really all have that capacity within ourselves. So we're moving out of that time, that age where we had just a few individuals that were quote-unquote enlightened or carried certain powers, and now we're really in an age where we all have that. And so what comes with that is responsibility. So we all have that capacity. We all are those masters. We all are those lead teachers. And we really align with that and tune into that through our commitment and our consistency. And I had another conversation recently about, that looks different for everybody, what that looks like. For some people, it's innate, and it's just accessible in every moment. For others, it requires discipline and effort. And so a practice is different across the board, like the rainbow. It's different colors for different individuals. And for some individuals, that practice requires much more discipline, much more regimen, much more structure. For others, it's more loose. I know for myself, over the years, it has required a consistency. And through that consistency, it's developed an energy. And it's created a field in which my life, my work benefit from that structure, from that discipline, from that consistency. And I've come across so many individuals in the past, where their structure, their practice is more loose, and it works for them. And they're not suffering through life. I've also come across many individuals who feel that there's just no time or no need for such a structure, such a consistency, such a discipline, and there's a lot of suffering in their lives, whether it be physical, whether it be mental, whether it be emotional. And rather than invest in that time for themselves, There's more of a tendency of resorting to different substances, different patterns, different external substances, if you will, whatever they may be, to enable them to get through life. And whether it's coffee, chocolate, sugar, food, alcohol, people, technology, medication, whatever it may be. And if that works for you, that's a beautiful thing. However, if you're experiencing that you're in pain or suffering, then you may want to look at how that's working for you and if you want to change that. And this year, 2016, is a wonderful opportunity to transform that and to change that and to master that part within yourself. Really giving ourselves that consistent care. It's like taking care of our children, or taking care of our pets, or taking care of our car, or taking care of our accounting. When we do that, we have such beautiful experiences and such beautiful results from those different, individuals or structures. And the same is true for ourselves. When we invest that energy and time into ourselves, the results are golden. They're really quite brilliant, quite magnificent. And we have that reflected in our lives with so much richness that pours into our lives. And we get to experience more peace, more ease, more joy. And again, as I've shared with you over the years, that doesn't mean that life is void of challenges or hardships, but through our practice, what's so beautiful is that our hardships, our challenges, just automatically begin to lead to rich blessings. And our practice is allowing ourselves to view and have a perspective on our challenges as that, as opportunities for rich blessings, as leading us to incredible goodness. And our perspective on our lives, on what we're faced with in our lives, shapes our lives. And I recently shared with one of my clients actually about, when we have walked through tremendous hardship in our childhood. And one of my early spiritual teachers and therapists had taught me this, that whatever hardship you have walked through, if you allow that to heal, and should you open up to forgiving that hardship or those individuals, then that hardship is a storehouse of energy that, when allowed to transform, because energy is never destroyed, it's only changed, and that is the reality on a physics level, that energy transforms into incredible richness and opportunity and goodness that flows to you. And Marianne Williamson actually had once stated this, which is that the reason that we forgive, the reason that we love those that have persecuted us or caused us challenges, is that it enables us to be open to that storehouse of energy for the universe to dump it on us in rich goodness. But if we are filled up with continual anger and resentment and regret and guilt and shame and blame on those individuals or situations of our past, we are just simply energetically, which is on a scientific level, blocking the ability for new energy to come in. And so, our practice, our daily consistent practice, and when I talk about a daily consistent practice as well, this doesn't mean that it's just about what I do in the morning, which is an essential part of starting the day, but it's about what I do throughout the day. My daily consistent practice of when those feelings come up about those individuals of my past, or when those thoughts come up about some guilt of my past, I allow those feelings to come up because those feelings are feelings that are gems that need to be felt. So I allow the grief to come up. I cry. I allow the anger to come up. I express my anger in a effective and non-violent manner. Feel those feelings, then I allow that energy to move through me and move out, and then I shift my perspective around the situation, where I begin to look at it as a blessing, as an opportunity, as a teaching, and where I turn around and I bless those individuals that created those hardships for me. And when I do that in every moment, I open up the gateway for life to pour goodness to me. And it's pretty spectacular how that occurs, how that happens. And I've had so many experiences with this throughout my life. And, another venue that teaches this as well, many of you out there may be familiar with 12-step programs or involved with 12-step programs. And 12-step programs are beautiful teachers of this process where in the step work, you release those resentments and those things that are clogging up your pipes through the 4th and 5th step and 6th and 7th step, and allow that, those patterns, those behaviors to transform. And in your 8th and 9th step, begin to forgive and make amends to those individuals that you have harmed by not only whatever behaviors you may have caused on them, but also how you've harbored resentment for them. And when you do that, the gateways open. And I have experienced that in my own life, where opportunities completely opened up and resources completely opened up when I opened in this way. I invite you to, there are so many beautiful, rich practices out there with our yoga and Reiki practice, but I also invite you to explore 12-step programs because they are free resources that are available to all of you. So if you're struggling with any kind of substance, whether it be food or alcohol or money, or relationships, there are programs out there to support with wealth of experience. And, like anything else in yoga or Reiki or alternative modalities, it's always good to explore, to research, to do your due diligence research, and to find those practitioners in those places that match and meet, your particular path. And so that's true also for 12-step programs. It's always helpful to research and to find those meetings and those places that match you, that support you in your path. And so through these venues, through these opportunities, we get to, renew ourselves in every moment and every day and open ourselves to golden opportunities. And we definitely get to do that in the beginning of a new year. And at the beginning of a new year, we sometimes make fun of goal setting for the year. And the reality in it is in alternative pathways and in yogic pathways and in spiritual pathways, we're looking at reflecting during this time of year. We're looking at setting intentions and visions at this time of year. And yoga and Reiki are all about setting intentions. And, the gurus and teachers, the masters, Yogananda was a great teacher of setting intentions and of your mindset. So that's what we get to do in the beginning of the year, is we get to set those intentions and visions rather than just being about goals. It's really about cultivating what is our heart's desire. It's really about cultivating, connecting with our deep soul essence and connecting with what would create for myself a year of fulfillment. And for everyone, that is different. For some people, that intention is vision is about manifesting structures, a new home, a new job, increased income, a new relationship. For others, it's qualities, more peace, more joy, more ease. It's not about attaining any new structure, but just about being. And that is an intention. That is a valid vision. And I also truly recommend that both of those be in your phase of intentioning and visioning in the new year. I call it a vision quest that we do at the beginning of every year. And for some people, that's a vision quest that's an external one where we go to sacred landscapes, or we, wherever landscape we are, we create sacredness around it, and, we unplug from the demands of our lives. And even though we're still, we're already in January or February or March, whenever you're listening to this podcast, you can do a New Year's vision quest anytime, truly. And you can do that in just the comforts of your own home. And, take an opportunity to, if you didn't do that at the end of the year, as I'd suggested in my last podcast, where you're doing forgivenesses and, releasing what no longer serves, do that at this time. And where you're doing Ho'oponopono and, releasing any harboring of any resentments, do that. And then open up to setting those intentions and visions, and incorporate, as I was speaking about earlier, both the feeling tones, the essence, the state of mind that you'd like to experience in 2016, as well as those external structures, events, experiences that you'd like to experience and manifest for 2016. I can't tell you for myself how really truly powerful this process is, and how many times I've heard and seen individuals who've gone through this process and manifested in their lives. Recently, my aunt, actually, who comes to some of my events, was at a Kundalini yoga. I believe it was one of the equinoxes gatherings that I had, and it was a Kundalini yoga and Reiki event, and we were doing this process, and I had guided everybody to be specific, to definitely write those more broad, expansive feelings and experiences, but to also be specific about exactly what you want to experience, and related to when it was related to any particular work or job or finances, to be detailed, to write down the amount that you want to receive. And it was several months later that some opportunity opened up for her, and she came to me and said, "Do you remember that event and how you told me to write very specifically?" Well, what's fascinating is in this new venture that came into my life, that exact number came to me, back to me. So, it's pretty powerful in that way. And, I like to use the word magical, but it's beyond magic. It's really scientific. And the universe is a template where we program things just like our computer. And, when we put consistency into it, or when we plug in a certain intention or number, it comes back to us in that way. And so what we put out, we receive back. And, also it's very important to take into mind as we're doing these processes is that there's the element of our part and our intentionality, our structure, and then there is the element of the universe, of God, Goddess, Spirit, whatever you want to call it, which is a place of surrender and grace and allowing. So we do all of this, and then we let go. We let go, and we let the universe, orchestrate it all for us. So we set those intentions, we set those visions, and then we let the universe co-create with us. We let the universe orchestrate it for us in its divine tapestry and design. And so what I want to invite you to do is to, in your vision quest, in your visioning, to create several suggestions for you on how you can create this. You can take a piece of paper, a large piece of paper, sketch pad, and create 3 circles that are one over the other. So one circle in the center, not too large, and then a larger circle around it, and then the third circle around it. And within the first circle, you're going to write down those qualities, those essences, those feeling tones for your new year, how you'd like to feel in the new year, and those words that just come to you. So that could be peace, truth, joy, prosperity, abundance, love, ease, fulfillment, service, freedom, etc., and so on. Travel, those kinds of things. So they're not really specific, they're more general, more broad, and also connected to feeling tones. And then in your second circle, you're going to get more specific what you would like to manifest. A beautiful home, ease in my home, financial prosperity. You can write down the number of what that would be, traveling to this place, traveling to that place, health for myself, for my family, etc., and so on. Whatever those more specific manifestations you'd like to create for 2016. And then on the third circle, you're going to write down the icing on the cake. You know, what's something that just feels like unfathomable that you would love to experience in this year? So the icing on the cake. You know, driving a Lamborghini or, traveling around the world on a boat, or whatever that may be for you. So icing on the cake. And then you're going to write a theme related to 2016 on the corners of the paper. So whatever your theme is, and it can be several words, and you can write it on the 4 corners of the paper. And then you're going to take another piece of paper, sketch paper, and you're going to write out in statements, in affirmative statements, that which you'd like to experience in 2016. And beginning each sentence with thank you. So, like, thank you for ease, joy, peace, love in my life. Thank you for health and vitality in my mind, body, and spirit. Thank you for a beautiful home in such and such a place. Thank you for a blessed, easy, loving, nurturing, significant other relationship. Thank you for abundance, prosperity, and if you wanted to add a specific number in my financial life. Thank you for work that is fulfilling, deeply inspiring, etc., and so on. And on and on and on, whatever that is for you. So you write out a list, thank you, of all the things that you would like to experience. And what I invite you to do before you do any of this is to take some time in meditation. We'll actually end this podcast with that so that we can drop you into a deep place, and then after that you can create your vision boards and vision statements. And then what I want to invite you to do is at the end of this is to be colorful, or actually you can even start with that. So bring out your coloring pencils, your coloring crayons, and either use them to write all of this or color on top of your pen-written sheets. And just let your inner child, create. And if you're a painter, then paint your vision board and vision statement. And of course, if you'd like to add your own things like photos associated with your vision boards, you can definitely do that. But this is just one way of creating your vision statements and vision board for 2016. And then what I invite you to do is to bring these with you every morning in your yoga and Reiki practice. And at the end of your yoga and Reiki practice, you can take a moment and read your vision statements. And I suggest doing this for 21 days, 40 days at the beginning after completing your vision boards and vision statements. And then you can leave them there at your sacred space, have them there as you're completing and doing your yoga and Reiki practices. But I suggest that in the first 21 to 40 days, or even 90 days, that there's an actual out loud reading of them. And, I invite you then to just surrender after you do that, after each reading, to surrender, letting go and allowing the synchronistic flow of the universe to co-create with you. I also invite you to, if you're a Reiki practitioner, take the opportunity to do a little Reiki on your vision boards and vision statements. And it can be really simple. Invite Reiki to flow. As you're holding your piece of paper, you can invoke any of your symbols that you feel connected with that. The power symbol, the master symbol, the distance symbol. And of course, that practice is much more Western Reiki than it is in Japanese Reiki systems. But the reality is that Reiki aligns us to our natural wholeness, our natural flow. And so when we invite Reiki in our visioning process, we're opening up that natural flow, whatever is our highest good, whatever brings us to state of wholeness in the new year. And Reiki, whenever we receive a treatment or work with the Reiki energy, it aligns us and it aligns our life. And so when we bring in Reiki into our visioning work, it's just about bringing in that alignment of that natural flow, natural wholeness. So, dear ones, let's move into a space of rest and opening up with that flow. So if you'd like to either lay down or find a comfortable seat. And begin to connect with your breath, taking a few cleansing breaths, inhaling fully and exhaling completely. Bring your awareness fully into your breath, into your body, into your connection with the earth. Elongating your spine. And dropping your grounding cord into the earth. Imagining like a tree, your spine is elongated, reaching up. Connecting in your branches into those higher states of awareness. Connecting into that universal consciousness, into that space of that infinite creative power. As you're deeply connected with your breath, as you're deeply connected in your body, and as you're deeply connected with the earth, opening up that inner vision, cultivating that inner awareness, inner connection. So as thoughts arise, just notice them, come back to your breath, come back to your body, come back to the earth. And just open to that state of deep presence within you. Open up to that great space of potentiality, that great void. as inner or external distractions arise, just notice, come back to your breath, come back to your body, come back to your connection to the earth. The more deeply connected we are in present, in our breath, in our body, in the earth, the greater our ability to connect with expansive awareness, the infinite creative force, and that space of deep truth, deep clarity. This resting in stillness, in presence. And take a moment now exploring what is my heart's desire for 2016. What is the universe's desire for me in 2016? What would that creative intelligence that created my body, my mind, my spirit want for me in 2016? And just allow yourself to rest here, asking those questions, opening up to the answers, and dropping deeper into a place of presence, of ease, of peace. Of course, my Reiki practitioners out there, you can invite Reiki to flow, so as you're dropping in this place, you can have your hands in Gassho meditation, or simply on your knees, and just tuning into that flow of Reiki through your body and through your field. And you can rest here in this space for as long as you like. You can pause the podcast at any time. And we gently bring our awareness to our breath when we feel complete, to our body, to the earth, taking a moment in a gesture of gratitude to ourselves, to our practice, and to that infinite intelligence, creative intelligence. In the Native American tradition, they term that Wakantanka, the great mystery, the great unknown, the great unmanifest. Whereas Tankashala, the great manifest, great creative force. And so we just take a moment in gesture of gratitude to that essence. And gently wiggle our fingers and our toes. Taking a deep breath. When we're ready, gently opening our eyes. And then allowing ourselves to dive into recording all that emerged and creating your vision boards and vision statements with joy and playfulness. And so, dear ones, enjoy your process of co-creating your new year. As always, it's such a delight to connect with you in this way, and I look forward to connecting with you in other venues as well in 2016. Please join me at sacredventures.com, reikiunleashed.com to view all of the upcoming events as well as online services that will be available to you in 2016. And currently I am offering phone as well as Skype sessions, one-on-one sessions for Reiki therapy, Reiki mentoring. If you're already a Reiki practitioner and would like a tune-up, would like assistance with your practice, we can do that through a phone and Skype session. Coaching session, if you're needing any assistance in any part of your life, supporting you through and transforming challenges, creating blessings from them, as well as yoga instruction. We can do that through Skype as well. I'm very excited to be offering Reiki trainings coming up this month at Yoga Works and next month at Yoga Works here in the Los Angeles area. Very excited to be leading the first sacred journey in Ojai in February. So do please look online for the details on all of those. And then we will be leading our annual Maui retreat again this year in the fall, in September. It's a wonderful time to put that on your vision board and to begin the process of registering and breaking down the payments into several portions, which makes it so much easier. And it's one of the ways that I've manifested so many journeys over the years. So do look into the details on that, and there's a plethora of other resources as well for you. And of course, I always love to hear from you one-on-one, so you can email me info@sacredventures.com or leave me comments on the podcast, just letting me know about your successes with these podcasts. I love to hear about them. And so wishing you such a rich and golden 2016, many blessings, continued ease, love, and joy. Sat Nam, Namaste, Reiki